There's literally a follicle miniaturization that's taking place. So with every hair growth cycle, your hair is growing back thinner and thinner and thinner. Hey, so what's going on? Welcome to the Curly Chemistry video. I am so glad you are here because today we are talking about the pillars, 3 pillars that support a healthy scalp environment. Hair is wonderful, hair is good, but what really counts is what's happening at the scalp level and even on a cellular level. So with that being said, y'all know I waste no time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, let's break down these pillars. The first pillar is circulation because blood flow, carries nutrients and oxygen to the follicle. And if this is disrupted, that can also disrupt your hair growth. The second pillar is going to be microbiome balance. So your scalp on a microscopic level is like its own little ecosystem, right? So if that is disrupted and off balance, that can shorten your hair growth phase. And then the last pillar is going to be inflammation. So even like low grade inflammation can cause thinning and of course disrupt your hair growth cycle. So what I want to do in this video is share how to support each pillar, but also what can disrupt it. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, before I get into the full breakdown, a few of you guys have been asking me recently about red light therapy, and I figured this is the perfect time to talk about it since we're talking about scalp health and the environment for healthy hair growth. So this section of the video is sponsored by iRestore, but the science is real and it connects directly to what we're talking about today. So with iRestore, they are using red light therapy, and basically this is like low-level laser therapy that actually helps support hair growth at a cellular level. A lot of times, if your follicles are dormant, they need like extra energy in a sense to activate. It can also help reduce inflammation and also support circulation to the dermal papilla, which is key for keeping your hair in the anagen phase a lot longer. The reason why people are seeing results, and this is even a topic in the hair care space, is because the iRestore Elite specifically is the most powerful LED hair care device in its category, even comparable to in-clinic treatments. I will mention that it is FDA cleared, dermatologist recommended, and also it's non-invasive, so it's completely drug-free. And on top of that, you only need to use it 12 minutes a day. And I really like iRestore because as a cosmetic chemist, they have the clinical data to back up their technology in their device, okay? For example, the clinical data shows a 43% increase in hair count within 4 months. So for those who have been asking if this device is actually worth it based off of the science and the data, in my opinion, yes. Now it is an investment. However, compared to in-clinic treatments, you're getting the same technology at a fraction of the long-term costs. Right now, they are doing a 4th of July sale. Use the code CURLY to save on the iRestore Elite Red Light Therapy device. I'll post all the links in the description below in the description box. Any questions, let me know. So now that we've covered circulation and inflammation from a technology standpoint, let's get into pillar number 1, which is circulation and blood flow. So without adequate blood flow to the follicle, to the dermal papilla, that can stunt your hair growth. Now, there are some things that can actually support blood flow to the follicle. The first thing I always say and recommend is scalp massages. I just had one girlfriend recently reach out to me and say how her hair has grown so much over the past year just by incorporating scalp massages into her regimen. I have the overnight scalp serum, you guys know, and I recommend doing this maybe once every other night and using that serum that is designed to support circulation to your scalp overnight. So definitely check that out. I'll post that link below for you as well. The second thing I will say is there are topical vasodilators that you can use, and vasodilators are ingredients that widen the blood vessels so more blood flow can get to that follicle, to the dermal papilla as well. Some really common ones are caffeine, peppermint, rosemary, lavender, ginseng, for example. All of these, especially the ginseng, the green tea, the rosemary, the peppermint, are inside of the serum. So just adding little tweaks like this to your regimen on a consistent basis can make a huge difference when it comes to your scalp environment, because the environment needs to be in place before you can start seeing adequate hair growth. Now, really quick, what can kill circulation and blood flow? A number of things, but the biggest thing I will say is stress and tight styles. What they can do is constrict the blood vessels. And once they are constrict, that means less blood flow, which then can lead to a shorter anagen phase, a shorter hair growth phase. So be mindful of stress and be mindful of any tight styles. Okay, pillar number 2 is going to be microbiome balance. Now, as you know, or may not know, the scalp has its own ecosystem. Now, sometimes we may be disrupting this ecosystem without even knowing it. For example, if we are underwashing our hair and even overwashing our hair, that can disrupt the microbiome within the scalp. Over oiling our scalp, and also product buildup. Product buildup, I think, is probably one of the biggest culprits when it comes to stunted hair growth tied to microbiome imbalance, because product buildup, the pH of the scalp is rising, yeast is rising, and then you have dandruff and then eventually seborrheic dermatitis. Now, one of the biggest ways to support a healthy scalp microbiome is going to be cleansing the scalp consistently. And the second thing is going to be using products that are pH balanced. So for example, your shampoo should be around 5.5 ideally to maintain a healthy scalp microbiome. My shampoo, when I formulate it, I make sure that that formula consistently is around 5.5. So if you're looking for a hydrating shampoo to help balance your scalp consistently, definitely check out my shampoo if you haven't already. The next thing I would say is scalp exfoliation. You can even use like the little silicone brushes on your washing when you're shampooing your hair. Use that brush with your lather of the shampoo to break down any stubborn product buildup, any dead skin cells that may be on the scalp. So that's going to be key. And then you can also use lightweight oil. So instead of using like heavy oils, use a lightweight oil, a lightweight serum. I make sure to formulate mine with jojoba oil, which is like one of the best oils for the scalp, very lightweight. So these are different things that can help support your scalp microbiome consistently. Now, the third pillar is going to be inflammation. This is probably one of the most underrated culprits, or underrated pillar, I should say, because what happens is if your scalp has like low-grade inflammation, there's literally a follicle miniaturization that's taking place. So with every hair growth cycle, your hair is growing back thinner and thinner and thinner. Now, a few telltale signs is a lot of itching of the scalp, soreness, redness. Like those are like the telltale signs of inflammation within the scalp. So with that being said, let's talk about your scalp routine, like how to optimize your scalp routine so that we are making sure that each pillar is covered and you're not missing anything. The first thing, once again, cleanse your hair consistently. Do not wait too long. I think waiting more than 3 or 4 weeks is way too long in my opinion, because you have dead skin cells, you have product buildup, you have sweat, you have oil creating a layer on your scalp, and that can actually clog the follicles, leading to that inflammation we just talked about. So use a hydrating shampoo consistently. Once again, remember to always use pH balanced products, especially the shampoo, because that comes directly into contact with your scalp. That alone can be a game changer when it comes to improving your scalp environment. Third thing I would say is don't over oil. Once again, find the routine that works best for you, but oiling your scalp every day can sometimes be too much. You may have to kind of play around with the frequency based off of what your scalp needs, but I would say start with once every 2 days, once every 3 days, like somewhere around there. For my overnight scalp serum, I highly recommend using it on like the pads or the tips of your fingers and taking that serum on your fingers and like massaging it into your scalp. That is the best way, I think, to not overdo it when it comes to oiling your scalp. Another thing I will mention is be mindful of what you're using. Like if you notice that certain formulas with certain ingredients, like your scalp gets really tender or gets really itchy, take note of that, because that may be possibly an allergic reaction. Just be very mindful of just the ingredients and the products that you're using, and take note if you notice any changes to your scalp. All right, girlfriends, hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, be sure to like this video. And if you are new here, welcome. For more hair care science, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay in the loop for the next Curly Chemistry video. And of course, I have a question for you. Which pillar do you feel like you need the most improvement in? Maybe it's the circulation pillar, is it the microbiome balance pillar, or is it the inflammation pillar? Whatever it is, let us all know. Comment below in the comments and I could see your responses. Of course, for all things Curly Chemistry, like my shampoo, conditioner, my overnight scalp serum, I'll post that link below for you, which does include free US shipping. If you want one-on-one hair care coaching, I also post that link below for you. I would love to connect with you. And if you're starting your own hair care line, I would also love to connect with you as well. All of the links will be below in the description box, okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.